Welcome back to Shib. Hi everyone on Binance answers to Shiba. Today's Shib news: the Inu community is looking for clarification. Specifically, in the past day, there has been a roughly 2 million surge in the quantity of interacting wallets on Shibarmy's puppy net, going from 459,87324 to 3,234,848. Over the same time period, 3,149,432 transactions overall climbed to 3,234,848. In this video, we will explore Binance's response to the community's demands for answers to Shib news today. Remember to give the channel a huge thumbs up, share it, and subscribe in order to get our most recent videos on expert analysis and Shiba predictions right away. Let's begin the video now. On Friday, well-known cryptocurrency analyst CryptoRan tweeted, "All eyes on Shib as it looks for a breakout." The analyst provided a screenshot of a chart showing that, since August of last year, data from shibetherscan.io suggests that, over the course of the past 12 days, the 29th largest shiba whale had dumped an astounding $538 billion Shib, valued at $67020, through 5 huge transactions. On April 2nd, the highest Shibu whales went on a selling spree, dumping a terrible 200 million Shib worth $2,258,000. The whales sold a 100 billion Shib worth $129,000 on April 5th in a significant deal. The sale of an 88 billion Shib valued at $93,500 on April 7th came next. On April 11th, the whale reduced her holdings by a further 72 billion Shib, worth at $812,500, notwithstanding the enormous sums already sold. The whale still has an incredible 3TR599B890M7677 Shib worth $64,275 in her pocket despite the strong sell-off. In her last transaction, she sold an extra 78 billion Shib worth $88.2. Remember that a recent hacking event at Bit resulted in the loss of about $22 million worth of digital assets, including 17255 billion Shib valued at $1.9 million. The $2 billion Shib sale was the most recent transaction, which happened at 234 UTC today. Notwithstanding the persistently unpleasant sell-off occurrences, the price of Shib has climbed 2.9% during the last week and 6.6% over the previous 14 days, according to CoinGecko statistics. Numerous tales of early investors seeing enormous returns on their investments have emerged from the cryptocurrency sector. The story of the man who stole $100 million from Shiba Inu during the bull run is one example of this. Having bought the main currency in its early stages, he was among the initial investors in the venture. He kept his investment in spite of the coin's explosive rise in value, and in 2021, he sold it all during the bull run, making a tidy profit. To the satisfaction of the community, the Shiba public testnet went up a few days ago, after much waiting on the part of the Shiba team. On March 16, a well-known member of the Shiba Inu community raised complaints about several problems with the firmware on the public testnet, igniting the project's official Discord page. Shiba and Bone, on the other hand, appeared to have responded to the disturbance. It was alleged by a worried community member that another blockchain was already using Shibarmy's chain ID. He said that the Shibarmy testnet seems to have copied the Genesis file from the Rinia testnet and renamed itself as Shibarmy, but had not changed the chain ID. After the post gained a lot of attention, Shoshi Kusama, chief developer at Shibainu, replied. Shoshi's speech did little to calm mounting worry because it did not address the underlying issue that has led the Shib and Bone tokens to lose value over the previous 24 hours. Shibu saw expansion through March 15. The significant price increase at the time of writing put the Relative Strength Index, RSI, over 40. However, the more than 7% decrease has now dropped it below that level. By the conclusion of business on March 15, Shib had dropped 7.45% in value. It had decreased by over 1%. As of the writing of this article, the price had fallen by over 133% to about $1.20, by the time the Market closed on March 15. It had fallen by 6.67%, taking its 24-hour loss to over 11%. At last, the RSI position suggested that it was still in the long-term bear trend, but the Bones daily time frame chart showed that it had been hit more severely than usual. Around the past day, there was a 200% spike in volume, yet, Bones market value fell by around 177%. Shibainu prices are declining but FUD prices are staying the same. Sunita's numbers show that the supply of exchanges is constant, suggesting that there hasn't been a significant influx. The supply exchange metric was roughly 132.5 trillion at the time of the ride. Shosher Kusama might need to clarify the testnet ID issue in the coming days. Unresolved issues have the potential to badly affect both the tokens connected with a project that hasn't launched fully and the project itself. Shibarmy is called into question by this. As first posted by Maurice in the Bitcoin World community, Shoi Kusama has drawn attention to the necessity of cutting-edge technology and utility integration in order to sustain the price of ships despite ongoing difficulties. Burns claims that the current number of burns in the Shibarmy community is insufficient to maintain the asset price on its own. These remarks were made by Kusama in response to a member's worries in the community-driven Shibarmy Telegram group. In response, Kusama stated that the cost of a shibainu is not always fixed or stagnant because the asset's recent modest increases do not match the person's worries about the asset's price staying fixed in spite of a recent impressive increase in burn rate. Shiba Inus have increased by 4.1% over the past week and by 3.5% over the past day. Additionally, Kusama brought attention to the fact that swing traders exploit small gains in order to boost their profits. The Shiba Inu lead continued by attempting to assuage the concerns raised. He emphasized the necessity to consider additional aspects like new technology, IES, and utility as the community is still far from achieving the quantity of burns required to change the asset price purely through burning. A ship's high utility can have a big impact on its value since it shows how valuable the asset is for real-world use cases and applications, which raises acceptability and demand. The amount of burns required to move a ship on the basis of burns alone is not even close to being reached, so in order to increase adoption in the ecosystem, we must bring new technologies and utilities and explain to everyone why their previous actions are crucial and our future actions will further establish our dominance. Furthermore, Kusama claims that emerging technologies like Shibarmy can increase ship adoption and demand. To support the expansion of the Shibu ecosystem and encourage acceptance, these two elements require the highest consideration. That brings an end to today's conversation. Don't forget to leave us a thumbs up, share the video, and subscribe to the channel to view our most recent stuff. He concluded by bringing up Shibainu's rising stature in the Bitcoin community.